Good morning, everybody. So, as you can see, the landscape has changed once again. It's mighty cold out here. My thermometer at the house said 20 degrees. So we got a bit of ice on the pond here. I'm gonna have to chip my way down in before I can get in there. So, as always, life is an adventure. Let's see how it's gonna go. I think I'm just gonna call this good for today, and just talk about, sitting in a nice warm house. It was pretty tough to get myself motivated to come out here and do this, but I've committed to it, and I want to come out here every other day and at least experience this and pit myself against the cold and against my comfort zone and wanting to be comfortable. So here I am. Oh, it is so cold, but it's exhilarating. Whew. And really, just doing it is not nearly as bad as thinking about how bad it's going to be. And so many things in life are like that. So whatever it is you're thinking, I'd really love to do this, but it just seems so hard. You should really just go for it. So that's my advice for the day. Gotta be careful of these chunks of ice, because they're like glass. And they'll cut you without you even knowing it. So today I got my video camera with me, so I can kind of walk back to the house. You can walk back with me and you can talk about how I feel after I get out of the water. Because even though getting in the water, that's one thing, I've found that a lot of what you experience comes after you get out of the water. As you see, I'm walking back to the house here, and I have about a 150-yard walk back to the house. And as I'm walking, I can feel that my feet are wet, but my body is it's tingling, and it's actually starting to feel warm. my hands are feeling warm internally as my blood is flowing through and from my core and warming everything up. So actually, by the time I get back to the house, I feel warm. And then once I get into the house, I get all this wet stuff off, and then you put some nice dry clothes on, and actually what you experience at that point is he calls the after drop. And that's where you actually feel cold for a little while as your body tries to heat itself back up. But the more that you do this, the more that I find that that becomes a shorter and shorter period of time. So really the key to adapting to the cold and making it so that you're more cold hardy is really just to keep at it and to not fear it, to not judge it, but just to accept it. And instead of it being like, oh, it hurts to be cold, you just think, hey, it's really exciting and invigorating to be out in the cold. And the more you do that, the more enjoyable it can become. So here I'm almost to the house, and I'll see you guys next time.